Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayam Hudhiraya Yeshu Abhatreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktiri Bhavati Nayistike Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So we are on the 11th chapter. 11th chapter is entitled as, what is the chapter, 11th chapter entitled as? Anybody remember? The universal form. Universal form. Okay. And this universal form, is like the perception of the absolute truth in the material nature, universal form. Okay. And he's the Shamsundara form, the Lord Shamsundara form, only unalloyed devotees and devotees would perceive. But when it comes to people who are non-believers, who are like what you call not in the devotional practice, they wanted to see God in the nature, in the nature how God looks. Okay, and Kapila Muni in the third canto, 25th, 26th chapter, 24th and 25th chapter explains to Mother Devahuti the glories of devotional service, how we can perceive absolute truth through devotional service. Radha Krishna, Lakshmi Narayan, Sita Ram. How we can perceive through devotional service. You don't have to be convinced, oh, I want to see really God exists in this form, that form. But when it comes to universal form, Arjuna is asking, again, Arjuna already surrendered to Supreme Lord in the second chapter, but he's asking to show the people, coming generations, that, even that Krishna can show universal form and is also what you call take the universal shape of the form, apart from his Lord Shamsundara form. So here, the shloka 1, shloka 2, actually here, the chapter 6, first shloka, he's explaining so beautifully that, Arjuna watch. Arjuna is asking, Arjuna watch. Arjuna is saying to Sri Krishna, asking, Adhyatma Sanyatam. Here, if you look at this word, Adhyatma Samyitam, is asking that from chapter 1 to chapter 6, from chapter 1 to chapter 6, Krishna explained the science of self-realization. The science of self-realization. When we say science of self-realization means realization of God. It is called God realization. Once you realize God, self is automatically understood. Why? Because self is a part of super self. So that's why when try to realize the God, when you realize the God, self is automatically understood. Then, without understanding and realizing God, you can't realize the self. That's the first sure. So, without understanding and realizing the God, we can't realize the self. That is not possible. So, science of self-realization means that is called Sambandha Jnana, the relationship. Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojana. Sambandha Jnana. What is Sambandha Jnana? The knowledge of relationship with Krishna. Hmm? That is the purpose of our intent of our life. See, there are what do you call, our main intent of life is knowing the Sambandha Gyan with Krishna. Who is Krishna? Who is Lord? Who I am? What is my relationship with Krishna? That is the primary focus of the life. And when we say God, God has three features. We all know that, right? First is God, God's potencies, and the actions by the God's potencies. It's called Bhagavan, Bhagavan ki Shakti, and Shakti ka Kaj. These three together constitutes Bhagavan. Okay? And when he explained from chapter 1 to 6, he said, I understood Adhyatma, self and super. Arjuna is telling that I understood completely from chapter 1 to chapter 6, self and super self. What is the difference? And why self cannot become super self? Atma can never become Paramatma, because Atma is a part and parcel of Paramatma. Right? And Atma remains as individual, and Paramatma also remains as Paramatma. They never merge. Now, that's not the Bhagavan looking for. Merging, combining one with the God. That's not our philosophy. Right? Some people say, oh, I can also God, he is also God. There's no difference between. No, that's not God. Not that you cannot become a God. Okay, you are God, I am God. No, it's not possible. Okay, Mayavadi philosophy, etc., etc. You and Gaia, God and I are totally different. If somebody claims I am a God, hey, you have 6 opulences. Show me one opulent. Why you are suffering in this material world? Why are you dying? Why are you getting aged? These are the things we need to do. So you are not God. That's what he's saying in first shloka of 11th chapter. When you come to second shloka, he also says, I have understood bhava and apyaya, means appearance and disappearance. Arjuna is clearly telling that. I am totally convinced you are my Supreme Lord. I'm totally convinced. Of every living entity, creation and annihilation takes place. Okay? And I completely understood your glories from chapter 7 to chapter 10. Complete glories of Krishna. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti matva vajanti mam bhuta bhava samannitaha machita margata prana. All the shlokas from 7 to 10 beautifully explains his glories, his opulences. Arjuna 100% convinced. And he periodically from chapter 7 to 10 explains about Krishna, his opulences, his glories, and also how is the origin of all the things, include individual souls, appearance and disappearance. We know three Rupani Vishnani, Vishnus, three Vishnus comes for the material maintenance. Garbhodaka Vishnu, Garbhodaka Vishnu. How they maintain, how by the end of day of Brahma, everybody goes into Yoga Nidra. And again, end of age of Brahma, everybody goes into the Mahavishnu's body, etc. All those things are happening. And that knowledge has been fully manifested fully given from chapter 7 to chapter 10. And also Arjuna saying in the second shloka, yes, that also I understood. There's no doubt, Atra Samshaya, I have no doubt about that. 11.3, he says, Krishna, Arjuna is saying in the last chapter, he said that you are the cosmic manifestation. That I want to see that from you. O opulent, O form of your, O Purushottama, is interesting Krishna as a Purushottama. I would like to see that form. That means the last chapter, I accept whatever you said. Up to 10th chapter, I accept everything. But now I want to verify that. Whatever you said, I want to verify that. So it is not that Arjuna has doubting, right? Because Arjuna, if you look at the 2.7 shloka, Hare Krishna, are you able to hear me? Yes or no?
Yes, Prabhuji, very clear. Very clear.
Okay. In the 2.7, right? Because he expressed already, Arjuna is not doubting. Why? Because he's beyond the doubt. Why beyond the doubt? If you go to the second chapter and 7th shloka, Krishna clearly said that now I am confused about my duty and I have lost all composure because of miserly weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple. Look at that. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrender unto you. Please instruct me. And this is a big statement here. I am your disciple. This 100% conviction and faith, Arjuna is saying, I am your disciple. When the disciple is there, here Arjuna in the 11th chapter is not questioning because he already accepted as a guru. Once you accept guru as our whole and soul, there's no question of doubt. A disciple never doubts his spiritual master. Because Krishna already is spiritual master. He was a friend before, but beyond friend, he's elevated, he became Krishna and he became a God and he is a God. Sorry, he is a God and he accepted him. So a disciple never doubts his spiritual master. But if you have doubts, means you have not accepted him as a guru. In case of Arjuna, he accepted totally Krishna as a guru. So one can doubt guru before accepting. Look at that. One can doubt guru before accepting. Once you accept, if guru says, look at this, this is this, you accept it. I'll give an example. Prabhupada gives example. A guru says that a crow comes and sits in the tree. And guru tells his disciple, my dear boy, look at this. How nice this color of crow. How nice white color of this crow. Right? But we know that crows are not white color, they're black color. Immediately disciple bewildered. What is this nonsense my guru talking? I can see it clearly, black. He's saying black, white. Then say, sorry, I can't see it black, it is white. That means he is not disciple. Even though it looks black, when guru says white, it is white. There is a philosophy behind that. When you say, guru says, telling white, you say black, you are a rascal number one. Prabhupada says that. Why? Because he can't understand, it is obvious. His guru says white, guru sees soul and super soul in it. So look at the vision of the guru. Beyond the color, what's externally? Guru seeing inside the soul and super soul have no color, right color. So with our intelligence, false intelligence, we try to question gurus. But once we accept guru full-heartedly, if guru says that crow is white, means we should say white. Why? Guru is coming with the understanding of spiritual understanding where we don't have it. That's why when I accept a guru, 100% faith. There's no questions. If guru says this color is black, even though white, you should say, yes, it is black, guru. Why? You have that faith developed already. Guru is a guru pasta andakara, ruru pasta nirodakam is guru. Andakar to nikalnevar. He removes the andakara. Om ajnana timirandasya jnananjana shalakaya chakshur unimittam yena tasmai sri gurave namaha. Guru has that position. Okay, so Arjuna didn't have any questions about Krishna's capability or whatever it is. So it is black, white, whatever it is. Okay, so Guru understands that he wants his disciple to focus his attention on intrinsic nature of this living being. That's what I explained. Intrinsic, inside what is there. Guru sees beyond. We see external color of the crow as a black color, but Guru sees beyond the black color. See the soul, super soul. That is the position of the Guru. In this case, Arjuna had never doubted about Krishna. Arjuna is not asking to show his eternal form because he didn't have a trust in Krishna. No, that is not correct. I'll tell you why he wanted that. So as long as, I just wanted to describe some of the Guru qualities of Prabhupada. So as long as one disciple thinks he knows externals, no doubt because he is an intelligent disciple, but we should not reject whatever Guru's orders are, because Guru sees a miles away vision than the disciples. Okay. Therefore, before accepting Guru, we can measure him. Before accepting, yes, you can measure him, whether he's a good or not, whether he can lead me to the God consciousness, if he can liberate me or not. That is done before accepting him. But once you accept him as a guru, then we can only make progress towards marching towards 100% surrender to him. That is why we should not be hasty in accepting spiritual masters. Spiritual masters are not just manufactured. They are realized souls. They know your position, their position in the spiritual world. Sambandha Jnana. We need to understand this point very clearly. Therefore, it is not that Arjuna is doubting here to show universal form. No, that is not correct. He said in the beginning, Shadi Mam Tvam Prapannam, I am surrendered 100% to you. We accept it totally 100%. That the reason I'm telling this is that in a lot of you have a misconception that Arjuna did not trust God. Shamsundar is asking him to show this universal form. That is not correct. Arjuna had a full faith on Krishna. He accepted in the second 2.7 itself. But the reason why he wanted to show this one. So in this case, spiritual master, he was a friend surrendered to a friend, right? In Shadi Man Prapanna. That means he realized he's not friend anymore. He's someone superior to me. That's why Arjuna surrendered to Krishna. So otherwise, yeah. So what is the difference between, now Prabhupada explains, what is the difference between Jnani and devotee here? Okay. Now we spoke about Guru, how we need to accept Guru and what the qualities, etc. Okay. And now here comes the, and also one more thing Prabhupada writes, the moment we accept Guru, 100% faith, okay, and the knowledge, okay, I'll talk that point later. Okay, then what is the difference between Jnani and devotee? Prabhupada beautifully explains. The Jnani and devotees both get spiritual knowledge. Jnani stores in the head and Bhakta stores in the heart. Jnani and devotee. Jnani, it is in the head, and devotee in the heart. It goes from here to here. So that's why Prabhupada explains beautifully knowing, understanding, realization. These three different aspects. Knowing and understanding, anybody can do it. Knowing and understanding. You know, somebody Bhagavad Katha is going and somebody comes, oh, I know Bhagavad Katha, oh, Krishna did this, that way, that way. You can tell all stories knowing. Understanding also, you come and understand with your knowledge. That is fine too, right? But realization doesn't come that easily. But really, what is the realization needs? A realization needs a mercy of a devotee, mercy of the spiritual master. There's a difference between Jnani and Bhakti. Knowing, understanding, and realization. Okay, and that's what I explained here. So therefore, Arjuna has no doubt on Krishna. Why Arjuna wanted to show, asking Krishna to show his universal form, only if I'm eligible. That's the fourth sloka explains. Only if I am eligible, please show me your. He's asking. He is very humble. So here, Arjuna, why Arjuna is asking Lord Sri Krishna to show his? Because Arjuna is a preacher like you and me. He's a preacher, right? And he's showing that in the future, nobody has doubt that Krishna is the God or not. Because for his teaching purposes, he wanted to convince all coming future generations that they have no doubt Krishna is the God. Only for that purpose, Arjuna wanted Krishna to show the universal form. Otherwise, Krishna doesn't need the universal form to be known. Because he already is 2.7, he surrendered, he heard his 7 to 10 chapters, all his glories and his opulences. He was Atmanam, he was happy. But to show to the people, coming generations in the future, that Krishna is God, he wanted to show in universal time as so that all the doubts, questions will be solved once for all. So that's all up to third chapter, okay? Third shloka. So now I'll go to the fourth shloka here, what I was assigned to do today. 11.4. Okay. Yeah. So if you are all unmute, just try to please unmute and recite the shloka with me. Manyase yatta kichakyam.
Manyase yadi tatshakyam.
Maya drashtam iti prabho.
Maya drishtim iti prabho.
Yogeshvara tato me tvam.
Yogeshvara tato me tvam.
Darshayatmanam havyayam.
Darshanatma avyayam.
Okay. Anybody, Mataji, want to recite shloka, please?
Manyase yadi tachakyam
Manyase yadi tachakyam
Maya drashtam iti prabho.
Maya
Maya
drashtam hiti
drashtam iti
prabho.
prabho.
Yogeshvara tato me tvam.
Yogeshvara
Yogeshvara
tato me
tato
tvam
me tvam
Darshayam avyayam.
darshayamam
darshayam.
avyayam. Anybody else on the call, please? These are Bhagavad
Yase yati tat sakyam.
Manyase yadi tachakyam
Maya drashtam iti prabho.
maya drashtam hiti prabho.
Yogeshvara tato me tvam
Yogeshvara
Tato me
tattvam
tvam.
darshayatmanam avyayam.
darshayatmanam havyam. These are Bhagavad Gita song, Lord songs. Please participate and sing glories of the Krishna. And one more person, please. Hare Krishna. One more person.
मन्यसे यदि तच्चक्यं
Manyase yadi tachakyam
माया दृष्टम् इति प्रभो
maya
Maya
drashtam
drishtim iti
hiti
prabho.
prabho.
योगेश्वर ततो मे त्वाम्
Yogeshvara
Yogeshvara
tato
tato
me
me tvam
दर्शयात्मानम् अव्ययम्
darshayatmanam
darshanatmanam
havyam.
avyayam.
Translation by Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki jai. Please repeat after me. If you think that I am able to behold your cosmic form,
If you
If you
think
think
I'm
that I am able to
able
behold your
to
cosmic form,
O my Lord,
O my
O,
Lord,
O Master of all mystic power,
O
O
Master,
Master of all mystic power,
then kindly show me that unlimited universal form.
then
then
kindly
kindly show me that unlimited
Look
universal
at
form.
the humility and humbleness of Arjuna here. Look at that. He's not demanding. If you think that I am able to behold your cosmic form, O Lord, O my Master, all mystic power, Yogeshvara, and kindly show me, look at that, kindly show me that unlimited universal form is unlimited. God is unlimited. Okay. So do we have any volunteer to read purport? If no one is there, I can go and read, but I just want to give a chance to read other
Hari.
devotees. Go ahead, Mataji.
It is said that one can neither see, hear, understand, nor perceive the Supreme Lord Krishna by the material senses. But if one is engaged in loving transcendental service to the Lord from the beginning, then one can see the Lord by revelation. Every living entity is only a spiritual spark. Therefore, it is not possible to see or to understand the Supreme Lord. Arjuna, as a devotee, does not depend on his speculative strength. Rather, he admits his limitations as a living entity and acknowledges Krishna's inestimable position. Arjuna could understand that for a living entity, it is not possible to understand the unlimited infinite. If the infinite reveals himself, then it is possible to understand the nature of the infinite by the grace of the infinite. The word Yogeshwara is also very significant here because the Lord has inconceivable power. If He likes, He can reveal Himself by His grace, although He is unlimited. Therefore, Arjuna pleads for the inconceivable grace of Krishna. He does not give Krishna orders. Krishna is not obliged to reveal himself unless one surrenders fully in Krishna consciousness and engages in devotional service. Thus, it is not possible for persons who depend on the strength of their mental speculations to see Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Prabhupada writes, what is that? Mental concoction and philosophical speculation. These two are very dangerous items. Mental concoction, philosophical speculation. Two are dangerous. We cannot perceive Krishna through mental concoction, philosophical speculation. Only by devotional service. Bhaktyamam Vijnana. Nothing in this world, nothing, there's no shortcut. Krishna is infinite. Look at that. Said that one can either see, hear, understand, or perceive the Supreme Lord by material senses. The moment is, I'll take to one shloka I like from Chaitanya Charitamrita. We all know this, right? What is that? Please repeat after me. Ata Sri Krishna Namadi
Asa Sri Krishna Namadi
Nabhavet Griham Indriyai
Naha Bhavit Indriya
Seven Mukehi Jivado
Devado
Swayam Yeva Spurati Yada.
Swayam Eva Srutiyada.
The translation Prabhupada. Therefore, material senses cannot appreciate Krishna's holy name, form, qualities, and pastimes. When a conditioned soul is awakened to Krishna consciousness and renders service by using his tongue to chant Lord's holy name and taste the remnants of Lord's food, the tongue is purified, and one gradually comes to understand who Krishna really is. This is a basic what you call in the devotional practice. You want to perceive Krishna with our blunt senses. Our senses are so blunt. We have been engaged in the metal entanglement, life after life, life after life, life after life. And with these blunt senses, people ask, "Can you show me God? Where is God? Oh, this one, that one." But stupid people don't know that. Do they have a qualification to see the Lord? First of all, God is not so cheap. Oh, show me God, show me God. No, because if your senses are sharpened. What is that? Brahma Samhita? Premanjana churita bhakti vilochanena shanta sadaiva hridaya vilochayanti yam shama sundaram achinta guna swarupam govinda madhiprisham tamaham bhajami. What is that? So, when the premanjana churita bhakti vilochanena, when our eyes are anointed with the love of Krishna, you can see through the eyes. When our tongue is anointed with the prasadam of Krishna, you can taste the presence of Krishna. Sevan Mukehi Jevada. When you chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, Krishna coming and dancing on your tongue, because Krishna is absolute. Krishna is absolute. Absolute means there is no difference between Krishna's name, Krishna's form, Krishna's qualities, Krishna's pastimes. Nama Guna Rupa Leela. The moment you're taught, when you start Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Krishna dancing on your tongue. Do you have senses to see? Are our senses are so sharpened to see? Or do you have love for that Krishna to see Krishna dancing on your tongue? No. We have blunt senses we have. That's why here, Rupa Goswami Prabhupada explains so beautifully how should be conditioned, how should be sharpened, awakened Krishna render service by using tongue for chanting the glories of Krishna. Tasting the Krishna Prasad. This is the first and foremost condition for the devotees to be purified. Tongue has to be purified. Two ways tongue can be purified. One by eating Krishna Prasadam. Second one is by chanting the glories of Krishna. These two, a tongue, that way Sevan Mukehi Jivada, the tongue will be purified. One gradually becomes who understand Krishna. Here, same thing, right? Said that one can neither see, hear, understand, nor perceive Krishna by the material senses, blunt senses. But if one is engaged in loving devotional service to the Lord from beginning, then one can see the Lord by revelation. Revelation, look at the meaning of revelation. By realization, revelation. Right? Revelation. Every living entity is only a spiritual spark. Yes, correct. Therefore, it is not possible to see, understand the Supreme Lord. Why? Because he is infinite. We are a spiritual spark. A finite cannot understand infinite. Arjuna, as a devotee, does not depend on his speculative strength. Such a beautiful line Prabhupada writes. We all depend. No, this is happening because of me. My intelligence, me. The moment you put me, I in the center, it becomes illusion. Brahma explains so beautifully in the third canto of Bhagavatam. I means illusion. I did this, illusion. I am this, illusion. This is mine, illusion. Every day we are living constant illusion, speculation. This becomes this me. If I this become, I do this. If I this, I do. Keep on speculating life after life. Rather, he admits his limitations as a living entity and acknowledges Krishna is an inestimable person, is infinite. Arjuna could understand that for a living entity is not possible to understand unlimited infinite. Krishna is infinite. His glories is inconceivable. Prabhupada, inconceivable. If the infinite reveals himself, then it's possible. If Krishna, say, Mother Yashoda, such a vast, wonderful pastime, Prabhupada, the Jiva Goswami puts in a beautiful way that the death personification, Yamaraj is scared of Lord Sri Krishna, but whereas Krishna is scared of Mother Yashoda. What kind of lila is this one? What is the relationship? Mother Yashoda fully in Vasalya Bhav, she's trying to catch Krishna and punish him, and Krishna is running away from Mother Yashoda. Whereas the death personification, Yamaraj, is scared of Krishna. What kind of leelas present, Lord? Because when you have love for Krishna in relationship with Krishna, becomes subservient to the devotees of Krishna. That's why getting pure bhakti is not easy. You have to work hard. Constant nagging Krishna, 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 I want you, 24/7 nagging Krishna. Then Krishna thinks, oh my gosh, he's not going to leave me alone. He or she, I have to surrender to him. Such a beautiful story, Mother Yashoda, such a beautiful story of how a Supreme Lord becomes a child to Mother Yashoda. Then it's not possible to understand the nature of the infinite by the grace of the infinite. Without grace, without mercy of the Supreme Lord, we cannot understand Supreme Lord. He has to give a mercy to understand him. And he's Yogeshvara, also very significant because Lord is inconceivable power. He's the best of among the yogis. He writes in the 7th chapter, right? And the taste in the water, ability in the man. I'm the spring in the seasons. I'm a Himalayas in the Meru, etc. Everything best is Krishna. As I said, wherever you see best thing, we should remember Krishna, right? Because everything best is represented by Krishna. The nature or wherever. Is Vasanta Rutu. Beautiful Rutu. He can reveal himself by his grace, although he is unlimited. Look at that. Unlimited Lord, though he is unlimited, Mother Yashoda was able to catch him, Krishna, as a baby Krishna. Why? Her love is so intense as a child, motherly relationship. Therefore, Arjuna pleads for the inconceivable grace for Krishna. He's pleading, look at, he's not demanding. Therefore, Arjuna pleads for the inconceivable grace of Krishna. He does not give Krishna orders. We do orders. The moment you start chanting Krishna and chanting 4 rounds, where is this one? I'm chanting 8 rounds for 6 months, I'm spending so much time. Where is this thing? For Krishna. So you demand. Look at that Arjuna. Krishna is not obliged to reveal himself unless one is fully surrendered. Krishna has no obligation for us to surrender. Even we do devotional service. It's all Krishna's mercy. Even in spite of our hankering, he may not. That's why Mother Yashoda, see, when she is trying to Krishna, 2 inches are always less. One is her endeavorment. Second is mercy for Krishna. Even though we have endeavorment, there is no guarantee mercy comes from Krishna. But our constant endeavor should be there. We should not give it up. Thus, it is not possible for persons who depend on the strength of their mental speculation. Right? So I made some notes from Prabhupada class, just I wanted to go through. So here, Prabhupada beautifully putting that the humility is the basis for advancement. Prabhupada writes, because Arjuna's humility is an advancement. If one is not humble, the knowledge can be there. So he says, Manya se yadi tattvam. If you think I'm capable of understanding, see that form, then only you show me. Look at that, how humble, how meek, and how downtrodden to the Krishna, and asking Arjuna such nice way. If you think I am capable, then only you show me. So the capability called adhikar is very important. Similarly, Prabhupada gives example. Nimi Maharaj, when Navayogindras descend down, he very politely told them, explain to me devotional service if you think I am capable of understanding. Look at that condition. If you think I am capable of understanding. Now, that simple, then just by simply come and sit, you can't understand. The guru has to give you eligibility and ability to understand. That's the meaning of having a guru. Arjuna had Krishna as a guru, but with humility and humbleness, we acquire serving guru eligibility and ability to understand. Prabhupada writes, it's nice you come and sit, but you should not think in yourself that whatever you say, you understand. You can't understand. Even when guru speaks, you won't understand certain times because it depends on your surrender level to guru. Therefore, that Krupa Drishti is basically a mercy show, mercy glance from Guru is very important. When he glances his merciful glance, then you render service to him, then your jnana becomes vijnana. The knowledge becomes realization. That is the beauty of Guru. So to receive that knowledge, eligibility, adhikara, we need to gain. How you get that adhikara? By service. When he becomes pleased with the service, then Guru thinks, oh, this boy is serving me nicely. He doesn't have to express. When Guru gives mercy, automatically what Guru speaks, you understand. If you're not understanding your Guru means, we have to check a litmus test. I am not serving my Guru properly. Otherwise, Guru, once you serve Guru 100% and he is pleased, whatever Guru speaks, you get to the heart. Relations comes through. So, okay. And when you, that's what Prabhupada says. And then moment he feels that you're serving nicely, automatically he speaks, you understand everything that is possible. So simply coming and reading books doesn't understand, help us. That is, Vaishnavas always engage in the aspect of the service. Service, spiritual master, spiritual master missions, etc. have to be understood. Here, so only when you start serving, you receive the eligibility to understand and appreciate it. So therefore, Arjuna here is requesting, he is earnestly asking, if you think I can able to see your form, if you think I am eligible, please show me your universal form. So that is the basically a take-home like message, how we should become subservient and good disciple to Guruji. And as Arjuna is showing here, humility and humbleness that we have to take from him. Okay, and he says, he can reveal himself by his grace only. Spiritual master can only glance by his grace, then we can understand everything. All samasta shastra is understood by the mercy of the Supreme Lord, not by our intelligence. Not by our intelligence, not with our efforts, only by the mercy of the Vaishnava, mercy of the Guru. Okay, so that's what I read, and I'll make some notes from Prabhupada's classes, and I would like to stop here. And I really like to hear from other devotees as well, some any important point missed or anything. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Govardhan Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisance. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
God ki jai.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. I love your classes, the background information that you give. It perfectly sets up context to the verse that we are studying. So thank you very much for that. My question, Prabhu, is related to having faith in the Guru. Now, it should be implicit faith, as you told the example of black crow, white color. So though we are seeing with the eyes, the rest of the world is also seeing it's a black crow. But Guru says white, we should say, yes, it is white. So that's the level of faith.
Absolutely.
My question, Prabhu, is then, Prabhupada also says, blind faith is discouraged.
Yes.
Now, as we go along, we also have a history that because we're human beings, we are full of faults. And sometimes even a person as elevated as a guru may have some deviation from the path. Now, disciples of such a guru, they would have still implicit faith in that. Of course, they say Guru Sadhu Shastra, but even having a question in your mind like that, would that be an aparadh? Like even checking on your guru, whether he is in line with, Sadhu and Shastra, would that also be some way diluting your implicit faith in him?
It's very, 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 very sensitive question you asked, Prabhu. It's a very wonderful question. We all, when our realization is not at the level of, what you call the platform Vasudeva platform, that we keep on doubting, because that's our nature. Doubtful is by inherently we have in our blood that doubting nature. And quite often I am giving class, I am not a super duper devotee, I'm just reading Prabhupada, and Prabhupada says if you repeat the words of a Mahatma, we at least acquire some qualities of Mahatma. So that's what they're repeating here. And we all have, by intrinsically, we have that kind of small inch of iota of doubt. It always lingers in our mind. Okay. And the best way, what I think, Prabhuji, I don't know, I would be able to answer the question correctly or not, but that is there always iota of this one, but that will be cleared as we associate with Guru and what actions he's performing on day-to-day activities, and where, and his like what mission he has, what about what he's doing, like, for example, I'll give my spiritual master, very well him. So yeah, probably are more close associate than with my spiritual master. You know him for longer than me. That I went to Vrindavan, I met him. He's come nicely. 6 Iranians were initiated just before day, and Maharaj was doing nice kirtan. Then Maharaj is constructing a temple in Shamaashram in Colombia. A lot of disciples there, and he's doing preaching there. Because by seeing these things, at least have that faith. Hey, my spiritual master is like following Prabhupada, his spiritual masters. My spiritual master says Prabhupada Anuga. When he gives initiation also says we have to follow Prabhupada and that. So based on these things, day-to-day activities, and what kind of missionary, no, I want to say missionary, but whatever Krishna conscious activities involved, based on that also we get a conviction, my spiritual master. So there are some of the things we can take into consideration, that, how our iota of doubt, what we have in our mind, is really doubt, or it's my mental speculation. We can think that way. I'm sorry, Prabhuji, I don't think I am eligible to answer your question.
No, Prabhu, that did cover some aspect. Yeah, we need to see the person's achar and prachar, both.
Absolutely.
The words and the action should match.
Absolutely.
So that is very important, and that is when the inspiration, that's what inspires us before we take initiation. We listen to lecture, we see how the guru is behaving,
and we don't rush for initiation. That's the one I tell everyone. Observe as much as you want to.
Yeah, 100% agree. Sometimes it becomes a pressure or a fashion.
Yeah,
everyone is.
I also have a guru. Do you know that I have a guru? You are not in that. Yeah.
Or everyone else is initiated and I'm lagging behind.
Absolutely.
Of course, the urgency is there that we don't know when we die, and
Absolutely.
taking a shelter is necessary, right. But don't just jump blindly.
Absolutely. So, I waited for 9 years, Prabhu. 9 years I waited. I'm just in the initiation. So, Madhuru waited 11 years, whatever. Right. Yeah. I don't know, Prabhu. I don't think I answered your answer.
No, you did clarify a portion of it. I think I'm trying to understand, Prabhu, is Guru is not God. Prabhupada said that, but we respect him like God. He is like the representative of Krishna. No Guru can. In fact, Prabhupada, I was just listening to one lecture this evening on Prabhupada's disciple, and they said, anyone who calls himself God, Prabhupada said he's a dog.
Absolutely, reverse of God. Actually, that line in the Sense of Self-Relation book is there. That line is there.
Correct. But then I can tell, at least in my experience, Prabhu, sadhana is so difficult because the taste is not there, and we struggle with it. And sometimes it becomes really good, and you can actually feel you feel it. And there are times when you're just sucked into doing all mundane activities. So it's like an up and down which is happening. And it is so easy to get deviated, so easy. I mean, in absence of Sangha, you're dead. Sadhana is dead. So somehow or the other, that association is necessary.
Absolutely.
No, similarly, with us having so little responsibilities, Prabhu, as compared to our gurus, we are only in charge of ourselves. Guru's in charge of all his disciples.
Right.
Correct? Plus his own practices. So that burden which a guru is carrying, and I'm just trying to see, of course, he has Prabhupada's mercy and Krishna's mercy, that kavach kind of thing is there around him. But still, there are few cases all the same. And for me to have a doubt, I can have a doubt on a philosophy. Maybe I don't understand, which can be, in the Vaishnava Sangha, ask a question, they may answer it and whatever. But a doubt on the guru is like not right in one sense, but at the same time, can't have a blind. So if all the time I'm checking guru's prachar and achar, then
But Prabhuji, that should be enough research should be done before surrendering to him.
yeah,
And
that is true. That is true, Prabhu. I'm saying before surrendering, but on an ongoing basis.
yeah,
So, like, there are these instances where people have surrendered and then sadly this thing has happened. So that is the not that we are doubting our guru.
right.
Anyway, I think we can
Thank
write
you.
to
Thanks
Guru
for-
Maharaj Jayadatta Swami. But thank you, Prabhu. You did answer this thing of achar prachar. That's very important.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thanks for your blessings.
Thanks, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Anybody else has a question here, or anybody wants to add some points here from your realizations as well? I want to hear from all of you as well. Please speak up, devotees. We all have realizations. It's not just please. Sanjay Prabhu, you think something? This is Sankarshan Prabhu, right? Sanjay Gupta means, I think. You're unmuted.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Actually, I'm in service, so I'm just hearing whatever I can.
You're in the
But yeah,
temple, Prabhuji?
yeah, I'm at the temple, Prabhuji.
Wow. Okay.
So, but yeah, yeah, question answer is very nice. One thing I could add, Prabhuji, as Srila Prabhupada mentions, and a lot of places I have read that we, for the answer you're giving, that we see Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra all should be in the same line.
Same line.
So if we feel that somewhere there is they're not in the line, then with all humility, with all respect, we try to find out, why something is that is like 99%, 99.99% that is our fault, that we are not able to see what the Guru is trying to do.
Right.
But yeah, so that's what I will just add to here.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Anybody else would like to add something here? Devotees, speak up, please. No, don't be on the mute. We have Sachimataji is there, Jagadasima Prabhu is there, Vimal Prabhu is there. Please speak up. It's always speak about Krishna. Doesn't matter one line also. Everybody has to speak about Krishna. That's what Prabhupada's recommendation. But the moment you speak, our consciousness elevates immediately. Krishna puts that. Karin Radha Mataji is there. Please speak up some. I mean, we all want to learn together. It's not, we are giving class. No, we're all learning together here. Realizations.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, who is this?
Vimal Gupta, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, go ahead.
I just want to say I don't know whom to thank. Now, mercy of Lord Krishna is there. I'm able to chant very nicely. I'm able to hear all the 16 words. And daily, I feel that I should do more and do more chanting. So I vowed for 18 rounds. Now I'm able to do 20 rounds. Some days I'm able to do 24 rounds. So, I don't know whose mercy it is, Srila Prabhupada, because I don't have spiritual master. But
when you don't have spiritual master, you're under Prabhupada's umbrella. Mercy coming from Prabhupada.
Got it.
Yeah.
And Ravi Lochan Prabhuji, I'll always praise Ravi Lochan Prabhuji because I heard his video, I saw his video, I'm just implementing it, and everything is happening, Prabhuji.
So nice. That's a litmus test for our chanting. After 16 round, you want to chant more, or oh my God, I'm done for the day. Let me put that.
No, Prabhuji, I told you, right? With me, that incident happened. I went outside, ate the food, and immediately I could feel that my experience of chanting has gone back. I'm not able to, I'm getting some kind of thoughts which I should not be getting. So that was a very, very bad experience for me. But now it's a test for me that I have to be very careful eating outside food. And as I told you, right, that I wanted to go to that party. I want to see that he's my friend. I should always be with him so that I can convert him into Krishna consciousness. But God has given that experiment to me where I ate the food outside. I just ate snack and I could immediately feel the next day chanting. I'm not able to chant properly at all. And God grace, after 2 days, everything got rectified now.
So nice to hear these stories. How have effect of prasadam as well.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Thanks for sharing.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Okay. Mataji.
Yes, that was such a nice experience. Prabhu was saying it's so true. When we eat prasad, when we eat food which is not offered, which is not prasad, right? There's immediate effect on the sadhana. And the Prabhu was speaking to him. Prabhu must be chanting the holy names with so purely that he's immediately able to see or detect that consciousness that it's getting difficult to chant. If you're mechanically chanting, we will not experience or we not even realize that my chanting is getting affected. So just like I was just hearing, what we take in is what the garbage in, garbage out, right? If you take in garbage, then what comes out is going to be affecting our sadhana very badly. Yeah, and
Mataji, here is the question. See, now he's your friend, right? He is not Krishna conscious, but you don't want to lose the friendship because eventually my intention is to make him Krishna conscious, right? So if I stop eating outside, right, means I'm not basically participating in his celebration, correct? That was my, based on that intention, I ate the food and this impact happened. I'm now visualizing how should I react when now I go outside and eat. That thought is always lingering in my mind. If I I'm planning to go to India.
If you avoid grains, Prabhuji, if you just stick to basically fruits, if you stick to milk, then that's perfectly fine. It will not affect the consciousness. As soon as you eat grains, which is cooked by, it'll affect, Prabhuji. Sometimes, that's why there are certain temples even in the USA today. They even for devotee prasadam cooking, which is like 150 or 200, 300 sometimes, right? Sunday feast. They want only brahmanas to only cook the Sunday feast also. They'll not let others in the kitchen to even help like that. So they just want to maintain the prasadam cooking standards very high. Sometimes it's not practical in other temples because we don't have help and things like that. But that's the standard which some temples are maintaining. Basically, if we are eating only Krishna Prasad, Prabhupada says, right, it's only by the tongue we can control. If our tongue is controlled, then everything can happen because everything is a straight line, right? Tongue, belly, genitals. So if the tongue is completely eating only prasadam, right, then it is very possible to control everything. Otherwise, it's very difficult to make progress in spiritual life. It is very hard, but we can speak very nicely to that person. No, we don't need anything else, right? So once he understands that you really care for him and you're very cordial with him and you're expressing your friendship and you're really advising or whatever difficulties he's going through, you're giving nice suggestions and help like that, then he'll understand and he'll also respect you that you would just want to have fruits and milk like that. So like that, he will also understand because you are having the standard. But when you bring your standard down just to satisfy him, then there will be no value, right? So if you maintain your principles, right, and you still be nice to him, he will respect you much more than what he has done already. That's what I've seen, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Mataji, thank you. I was also having same relation after having that experience because never it happened. But the first time it happened, so I have all corrections to be done now, definitely. As you're saying, right, I have the fruits and avoid grains. Yes, I will definitely do. And as you said, Mataji, there is a temple here beside my house. That is there only, it's also Krishna temple only. I am not able to recall the temple name. Krishna, no, that temple name is what?
Oh, May Street temple that we're talking about?
Yeah, Prabhuji, where, so it's of the Krishna temple, right? I'm not able to get the temple name. So there only, priests cook the food, they serve the food. And I went also there and I saw that happening. And no Prabhuji cooks their food, only priest cooks the food and they serve it.
And also we need to, when we become a preachers, right, we should be like, sometimes it happens, it all depends, what your final motive is. When you are preaching and somebody invites you with love and affection, and if then they are not devotees, sometimes we have to honor the prasadam, right? Just before eating, just remember Krishna and eat, that becomes prasadam. It all depends, again, there's no hard and fast rule for that one. Yeah, that is true. But if somebody with love and affection, though they are not devotees, we don't want to reject them. Hey, but we should be conscious by before eating Krishna, I'm eating this for your purpose, and pray to Krishna, and that becomes prasadam as well. So the consciousness changes as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually Krishna Vrindavan temple where only priests cook and they
No,
serve.
that is very authentic Krishna Vrindavan temple.
Is that the Udupi temple?
Very authentic.
Yes.
I used to go every Thursday
Right.
before. So they give such a wonderful prasad with
So,
offered and
They do keep a high standard, very high standard.
Yep.
high
Yeah,
standard.
Prabhuji. So what I was doing is, Ekadasi, I do Nirjal, right? So next day I plan to go there and have the prasad.
See, great.
Prabhu, regarding your thing about this prasad with friendship, or it could be relatives,
Absolutely.
it comes to your individuality.
Yeah.
What is more important?
Yeah.
Friendship or Krishna conscious? That's the first decision point. So it becomes a test. Are you compromising your principles to maintain a friendship? So in reality, it means that friendship is more important than my sadhana or relationship, whatever. That's the first thing to understand. The second is, when we are as a grasti, there is more influence with people who are not necessarily devotees. There's more within the family, work, this, that, everything else. So what happens is there's a little concession given. Now, all of us have the enthusiasm that we want to make the world Krishna conscious. But before we can make the world Krishna conscious, our consciousness and sadhana should be like fire. So that even if somebody whose dull consciousness comes in contact with us, becomes fire, like Prabhupada gives that example, right, of iron rod and fire.
Right.
So till such time, what happens, though the intent may be great, and it is necessary, Mahaprabhu says, Jare dekho tare kaho, Krishna Upadesh. But that has to be done in a measured way, and most importantly, under the direction of a Vaishnava. Otherwise, our enthusiasm can get to be a little difficult. So eating out with the friend to maintain the friendship, it can very clearly be told. And the things we have to ask ourselves, and if the person gets really into an argument, don't argue with people, tell them this is what I do. And someone says, oh, what's the big deal? Okay, theek hai, tu chicken mat kha, at least have this paratha or whatever, you go out somewhere to eat. And if you don't want to eat, tomorrow if he tells you, come on, let's go and do drugs, ganja peete hai, we'll do cocaine and all that, what's the big deal? Would you do it to maintain the friendship? So that's where we stand. That's where our stand should be. But at the same time, as grahastis, there are certain, how would I put it, concessions, so to say. So like Mataji said and the Prabhuji mentioned, before eating, we mentally offer. And there are instances where Prabhupada has also had onion. He was invited for prasadam and they didn't know. And they made onion and his disciples said, Prabhupada, onion. He said, no onion. Prabhupada, onion, 2-3 times. And he said, no onion. But doesn't mean we go out and eat onion. And if we do go out and eat onion, please understand that this is the choice that we have made. And it should not be under the umbrella that, oh, to preach and make somebody else Krishna conscious, this is what I have to do. So this is 2 points. And my Guru Maharaj, I remember in my early days, we used to go to Sunday program in Chowpatty. And a couple of Sundays, in summer, it's so hot in Mumbai and sweating. So a couple of Sundays we skipped the Sunday program. It used to be in the afternoon. And then after some time we went, and Guru Maharaj, those days there used to hardly be 100, 200 devotees in Chowpatty. He says, you didn't come? I didn't see you for a couple of Sundays. So I said, yeah, Maharaj, small baby. Rohil was about 1 year or something. Small baby Maharaj. And, it was so hot and it's like that. So Maharaj just asked one question. Don't you go to work? So to go to work, we take all the austerity and penance, travel in crowded trains, free body massage, Bombay local trains, everything we do. But then coming to the temple, then we want fully comfort. So what is more important is what we always need to examine ourselves. And when we have this focus that my sadhana is more important, then things automatically come in place. And, we don't have to be fanatical about it. Explain nicely to friends and relatives. And so much so, like what Mataji was saying, they'll respect and value you more. And even if there's a function, a wedding or something, they'll separately make for you without onion, garlic, prasadam, and that what you mentally offer to Krishna before partaking. Thank you, Prabhu.
This I just would like to add is that's a case when Srila Prabhupada, when it's not a devotee, a well-wisher house, and Srila Prabhupada mentioned we came here to preach, not to eat, even though it was onion. That by the act of Srila Prabhupada is a preaching. So always we should remember that we are a preaching movement. We are the soldiers of warriors of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's main intention is to go and preach. We know that the story of Haridas Thakur and Nityananda Prabhu even went to Jagai and Madai, right? And they were ready to accept. Even Nityananda Prabhu had to bleed in order to make that Jagai and Madai to become a devotee. Srila Prabhupada, look at Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada, very wonderfully was in Vrindavan. And there is 4 stages of, even in the sannyasa, there are 4 stages. One is called Paramahamsa. Srila Prabhupada, at one point of time in that stage, Paramahamsa means completely secluded and, not associating with anybody. There are so many Babajis are like that. And the next stage is called Parivrajagacharya. From the Paramahamsa, and next stage is called Parivrajagacharya. Srila Prabhupada is Parivrajagacharya because of Srila Prabhupada came down from the Paramahamsa stage to Parivrajagacharya to preach to the world. If Srila Prabhupada is in the Paramahamsa stage, this would not happen. So better than that Paramahamsa stage and sacrifice even ourselves for the preaching, for the Krishna service, that is more better than, the just sitting in Paramahamsa stage. And there is the next stage is called Bahujaka, then Kuditaka. Starting from Kuditaka, that means we start our, our service, our consciousness, everything into that stage, and then we come to that Bahutaka, that means we associate with the devotees, then we try to preach, then we come to that stage of Paramahamsa. So these are the situations. If you think that, okay, I want to progress myself in all respect, and I should seclude myself, then I would go and in a secluded place, and it's very, very difficult in that stage. So these are the certain situations that we should always remember what to do. Like in this situation, like Vimal Prabhu says, what to do. These are situations we always seek for instructions of Guru and follow the path of senior devotees, or inquire from the senior devotees, what should I do? I am going to this devotee's house, or what should I do? Or if you have a Guru, we can tell, we can ask with Guru what to do. Srila Prabhupada many times told to his devotees Even in the case of Ekadashi, you can have prasadam. Your main service is to serve Krishna. So if our main service, we are taking a title of dasa to serve Krishna, rather than we are becoming ourselves and secluded, it's always, we are serving Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada's instruction is like that. Even if you want to go for Ekadashi and book distribution, some days, devotees didn't go. Srila Prabhupada asked, why didn't you go for book distribution? So, they said, it's today's Ekadashi. Ekadashi, you have to go, and you can eat, and you go and preach. So that's the most important.
Prabhu, but at the same time, it's not about being a Goshtanand or a Bhajananandi. The idea, the point which is that based on the level of consciousness or surrender, and when Prabhupada gave that instruction, I believe in Russia also he said, if you have to eat meat, but go and do book distribution if you don't get anything. I'm not sure, I may be wrong, but something like that, eat it.
Yeah. So there was a situations when Srila Prabhupada came to this butler, right? What is that? The Mataji's name? Stayed with Sali Agarwal. In the one section of the fridge, there were meat, and one section Srila Prabhupada's vegetable. And Srila Prabhupada taking that and cooking and eating. And initially, what Sali Agarwal was giving out, that was Srila Prabhupada was eating. He didn't have any reservations.
But the thing is, as a sadhaka, a grasti sadhaka, let me put it that way, a grasti sadhaka, and circumstances do come up. Sometimes they're planned, and then you have advance notice where you could take advice from your guru or from another Vaishnava. But sometimes it just comes up. The thing is that under this umbrella of preaching, if we start taking our own decisions with the goal that, I want to preach this person, then won't that be a very risky proposition? Yes, preaching is there. A movement is going outside. But under this umbrella of preaching, then to what level would I compromise my sadhana? Tomorrow he asked me eat this, eat that. I mean, vegetarian food, okay. Onion, garlic also okay. I mean, not okay, but okay. But then, chicken cow. Then he says, God forbid, beef. Eat beef.
No, that is not the situation. I mean, we have 4 pillars. We have basic rules that we should not encroach at any point of time. No gurus instruct that you should go and eat meat. The four pillars of our rules are no meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit activities, and what is that for? No meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling. These are base of it. Anybody, and if anybody break that, he's not eligible for preaching, first of all. So that's there. That's the second thing is actually, yes, sometimes we have this kinds of, so we ask Guru actually, Guru Maharaj, please instruct me, what is my service? Many times we ask this question to Srila Gurudev. Srila Gurudev, please instruct what is my service. So Guru can tell us that's eternal service Guru is giving us. Even Srila Prabhupada gave this to certain disciples. Srila Prabhupada said that, go and print books. Certain disciples say, go and construct the temples. Certain disciples, Srila Prabhupada, go and get the life membership people. Go and, some people go and preach. And some people say, go to Padayatra. So many ways, right? So Guru, when we are serious about, so these are the situations we really come to that point. We ask Guru, Srila Gurudev, please advise what is my service. We ask, even if there is no Guru, there may be a Shiksha Guru, right? At least some Guru is there, Shiksha Guru is there, please advise my service. So Guru knows, like a doctor knows a patient. So which medicine is best for this patient? So Guru advises that patient. Guru, recommends that patient. So if that patient takes that medicine, and he will get better. So Guru knows that's a real Guru Shishya Bandha. And when Guru tells us, do this one, We should not deviate from whatever the case. We should do that. That's the Guru, the real. That's what is, Govardhan Bhakta Prabhu was telling, that we should have that faith in the words of Guru. When that, there is a beautiful story in Chaitanya Charitamrita. It's called Dukhi Krishna Das. Dukhi Krishna Das was advised, he was a very elevated devotee, and Guru instructed every day that you bring the water and you water all the flowers and the plants in the garden. And every day, and bringing the water from the Ganges on his head, and keeping this pot on his head, what happened eventually, that the head became, it's a wound created there. It's broken, and it's a wound created there, and that wound, that became so bad, and then worms are actually started to create there, and it was coming out. Still, this Dukhi Krishna Das and didn't stop that. And one day, Guru saw this. Even though this head is so bad, his devotees, my instruction is following that. Then Guru said to this Dukhi Krishna Das, now, go to Vrindavan and meet, Jiva Goswami. And this was the Shyamananda Pandit later became, all those. So the point is, when we follow what Guru's instruction, that is the best for us. Sometimes we mental speculate, okay, I will do this one, I will do this way, I will do this way, I'll do myself, I'll do this way. That may help, but that's not the perfection of it. All we need to do is take instruction from what should I do. If devotee says, Guru says that go for preaching, then go for preaching in any extent. So when we have that faith in the Guru, then nothing can touch us, or nothing our consciousness won't. If Guru says that, go and do this, go and clean the kitchen, we should very happily do that. Go and preach, go and collect the funds, go and serve me, or go, do things. So this is the situation. We always have to follow the Guru and the devotees and Shiksha Gurus. So this way we are safe. Otherwise, what happens if we just go on our own way? Then it can, our ground will be shaky, and illusion Maya can attack us. So many ways can happen. So that's my suggestion in this case.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
So I may just add one little thing that had happened with us. So I remember early, many years ago, we had to go to Canada to Prabhuji's cousin's house.
Mm.
And there was some wedding in the family. And at that time, we had, Prabhuji was saying, we'll take our vessels from here to cook, because they used to eat non-veg in the house. Of course, they didn't cook anything whilst we were there.
Yeah.
And in fact, they made food without even onion, garlic, and everything for us. But Prabhuji was like, maybe we should take our vessels, and because. So I was of the opinion that we should not do that, because it creates a rift,
Oh, of course, yes.
And then we consulted some senior devotees from the temple, and they also told us, no, don't do that. You all go, see that everything is washed and all, of course, which was. And they were very respectful of our food dietary considerations. But I think it's very important to maintain relationships. Otherwise, you get labeled as fanatical.
Yep.
And if you want to spread the movement, you have to be able to win people over also.
Yeah, that's exactly, yes, exactly. That's a point, because of in any of our history, any of this religious history, that everybody suffered a lot in order to. That's what it says, that to make a devotee, we have to spare. We have to utilize our 100 gallons of blood. just to bring a devotee to the Krishna consciousness. It takes gallons of blood. So what does that mean? Is it's a sacrifice, it's a suffering, it's we are sacrificing ourselves to show that this is Krishna consciousness, not that oh, don't, this nedi nedi, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. I mean, we had so many examples in our temple. Few people came and somebody came and told that don't do this, don't do that. They never came back again. And some people start hatred. Some people can go against us. In so many ways, it says. So it's very important that we understand what is Krishna consciousness is. Krishna consciousness includes everything. And even we see everybody else is devotee. We don't see that we are a devotee. That's a real Krishna consciousness. Everybody else is a devotee. We are not a devotee. So how can I serve? How can I serve? So we know that the story of Haridas Thakur, and the prostitute came, how can I serve you? It's not that, instead of throwing away, pelting the stone, taking the stick, beating them, how dare you come to my abode? I'm a devotee. No. So what Haridas Thakur did, please sit there, I will fulfill your desire. But I have a vow to complete my chanting. So let me chant. So Haridas Thakur chanted. First day is over, second day is over, third day, completely transformed that devotee. So this is what it is, Krishna consciousness. By our behavior, by our attitude, by our nature, compassionate, they will also become Krishna conscious. We have to put our blood for that. We have to suffer for that, yes. In the case of Christ, suffered a lot. In the case of any kind of religious, everybody suffered a lot in order to bring people to the Krishna consciousness. That is Thakur the case. So many cases. So that is the real Krishna consciousness. That's why Krishna is giving us all these instructions how to do that. That doesn't mean that Krishna is telling to Arjuna to fight against the dharma, right? So, sorry, fight against adharma, the irreligion, and giving all the instructions. So we also should be,
Sit.
yeah.
Come.
You are speaking something, Mataji?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhu. I just had a quick. Oh my God, I was saying something. Sorry. Yeah, regarding that onion of that Srila Prabhupada, that onion incident, Prabhupada after he came back, right, he also made a comment to the devotees that I have the capacity to digest whatever I ate, like the onion and all that, but you don't have the spiritual strength to do that. So please don't imitate. That was something that Srila Prabhupada told after that incident happened. So
Of
that's
course.
one thing.
Of
And
course. Yeah.
regarding how yes, preaching is important, but at the same time I had asked this personal question to my Guru Maharaj during a time when one devotee was having a problem, and I said I would like to, I also face a similar problem, Maharaj. I would like to help. So the first thing he said is like, you should first have the spiritual strength to deal with this very intense kind of a situation. Only then you can go and do it. In the guise of helping, if you yourself drown, right, then what's the point? So get somebody who is very spiritually strong and who has dealt with these kind of situations to be in that position to help that other person who you are very concerned about. So we need to also gauge how much of spiritual capacity do I have. Yes, preaching is important, but to do that, if I keep eating everything and in the guise of I'm preaching, if I'd go do that and put myself in that situation, if I myself am going to be drowning, then what's the whole point? So first we need to be very we need to understand our position, precarious position, to be honest. So that's one thing. And regarding third point that I wanted to mention is like, yes, like how you were saying, Shastra says these things, don't do this, don't do this, but at the same time, if I've seen people who just follow Shastra, and by doing that, right, relationships are like soured. They don't care much about what do you say, uh, like friendships, and there's not much value which has been attached to relationships just because they're following certain things in the Shastra, and that is very sad. And at the same time, those who give so much importance to relationship by not following Shastra, that is also bad. So we need to have a correct understanding. And in this regard, one beautiful example of Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj, which I heard was so beautiful. he had taken a group of devotees to Sri Vrindavan Dham, and there some of the Brajvasis, they are so welcoming. So in the morning, that particular house, they had made a tea, and the devotees were shocked now what to do. They had made tea for like I think 60 people or so, and so Maharaj said you have to drink, and they were like, Maharaj, tea, like that, like all these were like initiated devotees, and he's like, yes, just drink it. And then he said, after taking it, you need to do extra rounds as a compensation, but it's like not like an every time event. The reason why he said was like we should not break the heart of these Rajvasis who are so dear to Krishna. So that was the highest principle that he was trying to follow. So there is a higher principle which these great souls can understand and they're able to follow, because they value and they see everything in relation with Krishna. But at least in my level, like I mean, I don't have the capacity to in the name of preaching to just go eat and get down my consciousness by taking grains which is cooked by non-devotees.
Yeah.
Like that, my Guru Maharaj also, when he like travels in the plane, he doesn't eat anything else other than prasadam, and if it's not there, it's just salad or just fruits. That's it. So that's how they are so strictly trying to do. And I'm sure in the worst of worst case, Krishna will somehow try to adjust and get something, nuts or fruit, something he'll arrange, or somebody will come and give something. If we are strictly following only prasad, things will happen. It will come into place, because Krishna is our protector and he's our maintainer. He will make things happen. If you are trying to go out and preach for him, don't you think he will give us a protection and he will arrange things for us? Definitely it'll happen. So at any cost, in my humble opinion, it's like we should not in the name
No,
of
no, the point was, Mataji, the point was is, of course, these are exceptional cases we are discussing. It's not that every day you should go and do that. No, it's not that the case. So the case we were discussing, yes, Srila Prabhupada mentioned that even before you go for book distribution, you should finish your rounds. You should chant your rounds, then only it will impact. So yes, you're right, absolutely right. Yes, we should have that spiritual potency. Otherwise, it even preaching won't work. Those who are preaching, those who are going out distributing books, they should have that that spiritual credit. That's why then only they can do that. So these are exceptional cases, like sometimes it's like in the case of Srila Prabhupada, sometimes preaching, and if you're serious about preaching, you're traveling and you're going somewhere and some places, and you're preaching, and many times, yes, we have to control ourselves no matter what. We have to try ourselves, but some exceptional situation, there is no other way. So then what you do actually in that cases, right?
if it's like a
That's,
once in a year or like once in
yeah,
5 years,
something like
something is happening. That's
that.
but the incident of here was like he was a close friend. So if like daily interactions, or weekly or monthly interactions are happening, once we break it and eat, right, Prabhuji, what I've noticed is like it becomes a habit. It becomes a habit to keep on breaking. So then what to do? So like that, if we are so strict and we don't break, we maintain our principles, right? Not in a very rude sense or like trying to be so thing, but in a very nice way, because you're cordial, very nice to the person. See, this is what I'm maintaining. This is my, this is something which is very dear to me, and I'm doing this. Then this is, the other person will totally understand. If he's a very nice person, he will
Yeah.
understand, Prabhuji. So
So
because
if you,
this is a close relation, right? If you make mistake once, it will happen again and again, because that's how conditioned mind works. You've done it once, just do it again, like that. So why
yeah,
to give a chance like that?
we should be very careful. I mean, devotees, especially those who are practicing, they should extremely follow the instructions of Guru, Shastra and all. And that's very important that we should do that. I mean, that's why, Srila Rupa Goswami mentioned that asanga tyaga. That means we should always avoid, in order to progress in bhakti, we should always, avoid this asanga. I mean, all the unwanted associations, first of all. So these are the situations, like, just for an example, like if you go to a place where we feel that this devotee, these people are so much bad, they are killing and eating, and then we should avoid such as an. And if you see that, there is some potency, there is some spark, they are following, they have some kind of respect for what we do, and we should fan them. Srila Prabhupada said that we should fan them. So that's where the situations. Some people see that, okay, they are adamant, they are very bad, they're like a demoniac qualities. Yes, we should try, but if we feel that, some point we feel that, okay, there is no point, so we should not do that. So these are the situations that devotee should come, and of course Lord will give that intelligence once we are strict, when we follow that. There's no doubt into that. But Lord will also give that opportunity that to bring that person back, into Krishna consciousness. So we have to also behave like that. When Hanuman went to Lanka, Hanuman is a pure devotee of the Lord. Hanuman is become like a demoniacal, like burning everything and killing and doing everything, So when when the devotee chastise or devotee anything does do that to that devotee is all mercy for such people, right? So Lord gives that intelligence and Guru, and this is the devotional platform. So as Krishna says that Mahatmanams tu mam partham devim pragati. Devotees are under my protection. So, but at the same time, they would actually give, in the case of Nityananda Prabhu, Madai hit with earthen pot and bleeding. And, some situations are there. These are exceptional situations that we should judge, utilize, and some situation is called Dharma Sangada. We don't know what to do. And we should, in that situations, ask our Guru and, devotee, Shiksha Guru, and take their instructions. So these are the different ways that we can always be in. So we in Krishna consciousness, and that way we help in progress in Krishna consciousness. Yeah, it's all depends on the situations as well. It's not that a hard and fast rules that every things like that. So it's a little lenient in the case of preaching actually. But those who are following other things, yeah. But in the case of preaching, little lenient that sometimes some situations we may have to come down to that stage in order to bring that devotee to the Krishna consciousness. But if you feel that this devotee is not listening, then we should just leave that point, and pray to Krishna. Krishna, it's up to you that you decide. So yes, these are all use our good judgment and good, our consciousness, and we pray to Krishna, pray to Guru, pray to take the instructions of the Lord. This is the way it goes, right? Otherwise, we are so adamant about everything that won't work. We are so much what is called not showing any mercy to anyone, then there is not a preaching for it. Then it won't work for us, and things like that. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dhanavad Pranam to Govardhan Prabhu, especially is a wonderful class, and Srimastri Prabhu, you made that very wonderful point also. But my one question is here, Prabhu, devotee, it can be some say one non-devotee is cooking, non-devotee is cooking, but she is not taking on no onion, no garlic also. He is vegetarian. So, and then after cooking, we are offering to the Lord that cooking. So, can I take that food or not?
Good question. Govardhan Bhakta Prabhu, want to answer?
I didn't hear the question. Sorry, Prabhuji. Can you repeat again? I'm extremely sorry.
So suppose one non-devotee,
Yes.
but she or he is a vegetarian.
Right.
She or he is not taking onion, garlic also, and but she or he cooking that food after cooking, we are offering that food to the Lord. Can I take that food every day or not?
I think, Prabhuji, I was planning to answer all this discussion going on. I'll give my example. When I go to India, I have to stay with my brothers, sisters. None of them are vegetarians. And I cannot reject them. They are my own brothers and sisters. If I stay 3-4 weeks, I'll stay with them. And they eat when I'm there, they don't eat non-veg, but they maintain. And it all depends on your conscious level. I don't care. I don't want to say that, but I won't give much importance to these things. But yeah, if our devotion is strong and we are strong, nothing is going to affect us, Prabhuji. And maybe you should be, as Samesh Prabhu said, basic 4 pillars: no meat eating, no intoxication, gambling. If you are following those things, other small minor things we need to accommodate in our life. Otherwise, we are living the material world. How we can say I'm only going to eat prasadam? Prabhupada says time, place, circumstance is very important. Whatever we take action, we don't want to just blindly follow the rules. Prabhupada says always. Yes, I believe I can take, Prabhuji. When you take before, remember Krishna. See, everything boils down to always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. Before taking the prasadam, Krishna, this is for you, offering to you, take it. Nothing wrong in that, Ashish Prabhu. That's my take on.
Okay, Prabhu.
That's right, Prabhuji. I mean, see, look at this way. Yes, your question is, yes, non-devotee cooks offer to the Lord.
Before
Anything-
Sunil, one second, I just want to, sorry.
Yeah.
Are we really devotees? We claim we are devotees. How much devotion we have? Maybe the person who is cooking, she might be more advanced than us. We are just claiming, oh, we are chanting 16 rounds. Now I'm a devotee. What's the definition of devotee? Are we really devotees? How we can claim that you are devotees?
Yeah, that's not only the point. See, it is offered to the Lord. Anything offered to the Lord is prasadam. Mahaprasade Govinde. We should not disrespect prasadam.
Okay.
Right?
How many people will devotee? I don't
No,
know. Even non-devotees, sometimes we are much better than devotees who claim to be devotees.
Yeah. So as long as devotee cooks, yes, we agree that some situations there are some strong, strict, strict rules, strict follows. I mean, some doesn't eat, those who are cooked to unclean place, and which is, those not offered to the Lord, or even offered to the Lord, and even how they are offering to the Lord, if anything which is not offered to Krishna, things like that. So even offered to the Lord means, there can be many other ways. We should be very careful. And the Srila Rupa Goswami mentioned this in the many places, that we should eat Krishna Prasadam. That is very important. Krishna Prasadam, not to anybody else. We should always eat Krishna Prasadam. You got
Yes,
that
Prabhu.
difference?
No,
You got
that's
that
correct.
difference?
Prabhu.
Yeah.
Whatever he or she cooking, that is Krishna likes. That is the vegetarian, totally pure vegetarian,
Yeah.
without any garlic.
Yeah.
And
So remember this, when Haridas Thakur was there, he was going to the begging the alms, right? And he goes to beg the alms from only the houses of Brahmanas.
Yeah.
So that means those who are follow the qualities of Brahmana, they cook, they clean, they nice, they don't eat onion garlic, they don't eat anything meat or anything. They are somehow the Brahmana, so they have that quality, and they offer the food to the Lord, and then Krishna Prasad they can eat. So this is a designation, like when we say devotee, non-devotee. I mean, on what level we are saying they are not non-devotee? If they are, they are worshipping the Lord and not taken the initiation, but they are worshipping the Lord. They are, some extent they are qualified.
Yes.
Yeah, it's all use your judgment. You all use your how. I mean, you only know that, right? Nobody else can see that. And this is the general instruction. So when you see them, when they, what they do, how do they cook, and whether they are offering, whether they are offering with the tulasi, all these are things, right? So if it is perfect, if it is nice, if it is offered with the tulasi to the lordships with that such consciousness, then it's a prasadam. Otherwise, you use your judgment, what to do, because of if it is a friendship basis, or if it is something else. Yes, this always use your judgment, and this way, so we can progress. Otherwise, what happens, we'll always, that niyamagraha. What is the meaning? There is niyamagraha, then niyamagraha. There are two things. We'll be always bound by these rules and regulations, and we cannot progress in bhakti. That there are two things, niyama agraha and niyama agraha. Niyama agraha means, yes, we should follow the rules and regulations. At the same point of time, we should not also bound or what is entangled by these rules and regulations. You get
Yes,
the point? You get the point?
Yes, a wonderful point, Prabhu. You pointed out that Govardhan Prabhu also told that very nice point. That is that who will we are not supposed to judge the other person whether he's devotee or not. He may be he or she may be advanced than us. So I have no qualification to judge this.
It's not the judging, actually. It's actually use our intelligence. We are not judging them. Use our intelligence whether it is properly did it. right?
Actually, Prabhuji, in India, see, in our India, whether you do demigod worship or in every household worship God, etc., we have in our blood those things. Okay, it's now, and now we are coming and chanting. We are devotees. We are devotees. That's not, see, a lot of devotees, they don't claim to be devotees, but good devotees than us. So we don't want to. So okay, she's not chanting. She's not a devotee. I'm not going to eat what she's cooking. That's not the right way.
Yes,
We need
yes.
to use our intelligence. Hey, see, of course, there are certain rules. She has to go after taking bath, and 4 regulatory principles. We are no meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling. These things are following, and they may be not chanting because they are not aware of it. You can teach them, and you can bring them to Krishna consciousness slowly. And you can offer when they cook, you can offer in front of them. This is how they learn. So this is how you need to slowly inculcate these habits and bring people to the devotional service slowly.
Yes, Prabhu. Correct. I go. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam, everyone.
Will do. Okay. Anything else? Nice discussion. And yeah, thank you, Savita Mataji. Yeah, Murdanda Prabhu had to join another class. Okay.
So you just asked me to pass on the message.
Oh, no problem. That's fine. Absolutely. Okay. Yeah. I mean, this is cool. It's always good to have wonderful discussion and clarify the doubts and clarify. When there is a discussion, it all comes very wonderfully. Yeah. Always remember that. It's I mean, there are different stages of everything. It's not that only one that okay, this is what it is that I should. But everybody, Krishna gives their intelligence. I mean, how much Krishna reciprocate. That's what he says, that yadamam prabadhyande stam tadaiva bhajameham mama vartamanu vartande manusya partha sarvashaha. I would reward them how they approach me. I would reward them accordingly how they approach me. This is what it is. So Krishna gives that beautiful instruction. So if you are so serious, if you want to progress in bhakti, and Krishna will give that opportunity. And if you are instrument, we are part of Guru, and we are getting the instructions from Guru, then we also get the instruction through Guru from the Krishna, right? From the Shiksha Gurus and from the devotees, and we get the instruction through the different other representatives of the Lord. It's not that everything is put it in a one box and we should carry that box. No, it's not like that. So yes, that's why we always remember that ultimately what we need to do is actually should always conscious of the Supreme Lord. Then things may happen accordingly. Sometimes devotees has to go through severe, troublesome situations. And then the point is, in that situations, are we going to lose the faith? Are we going to? No, this is all the examinations, or this is all the test. How do we, goes through? Yes, Krishna consciousness of bhakti is not that easy. It's like walking on a razor edge. That's what it can bleed. It can do so many things. So we should be very careful, very, very careful, and we should use our judgment in the sense, intelligence, yukta vairagya, properly utilize everything for the service of Krishna. Always remember this, yukta vairagya, right?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes.
Properly utilize everything for the service of Krishna. Always remember this.
Yes, Prabhu.
Then we are safe.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, sorry, Prabhu. You are right now very less people. I want to ask you one question, Prabhu. Just 2 minutes. One and 2
Oh
minutes.
yes, go ahead.
So, Prabhu, when offering that time, we are not going. From my case, I've seen that most of the time I'm not able to properly offering actually, but I'm trying to concentrate, but mind goes other places. So that is the problem. I'm not able to properly connect to the Lord.
Yeah.
So what to do for
What
that?
to do? Because of our chanting is not good. That's why.
Oh,
Our chanting is not good. That these are the symptoms. Whenever our chanting is not good, we will see that all this in all of the areas. So before we do offering anything, chant the holy name properly, then you will see the difference.
so what? How many rounds I need to do?
You are taken initiation. You are committed to chant 16 rounds. You
Yeah,
have to
that is I'm doing. After that, before offering, what to do? Suppose
Okay, before offering, you know that see, as a usual procedure, we should bring the bhoga, and when we bring the bhoga, and we should have an asan for the Lord, a cushion or asan for the Lord, and there is a pida for the Lord to keep the bhoga. So we, as soon as we bring the bhoga, it is called bhoga. It's not a prasadamet. Make sure that tulasi is offered. Tulasi is there in the plate. Okay, with the Lord takes bhoga only with the presence of tulasi. That's a promise to the Tulasi Maharani.
okay.
Bring the bhoga, and before that, just sprinkle little water, right? And say Om. Sprinkle little water and say that Om Ashtraya Bhat. That means we are removing all the impurities of it. Om Ashtraya Bhat. Removing the impurities. Then when we say that, oh Lord, then what we do? Then we chant the mantra, Guru, right? First, Namo, your Guru's mantra. Namo Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prashtaya Bodhile, your Guru's mantra. Then we chant the Srila Prabhupada mantra. Namo Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prashtaya, Bhakti Vedanta Swami Dinami. Now we chant the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mantra. Namo Mahavadanyaya, Krishna Prema Pradayade, Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurdrishe Namaha. Then we come to the Krishna, that Namo Brahmanya Devaya. This mantra we chant 3 times. Namo Brahmanya Devaya, Go Brahmana Hidaya, Jagat Hidaya, Krishnaya Govindaya Namo. You know this mantra? You know this?
Yes, I know this mantra. I'm doing that also.
Okay.
But question is
Now,
that stay bhat. After that, suppose I am chanting the mantra. Sometimes in the middle of the mantra,
your mind goes away. Yeah. So the mind goes away because of our chanting. 16 rounds of chanting is not good. And it is, what happens. Yeah, we have to work on it. Morning, before we do anything, when we chant the holy name, and 16 rounds of chanting is pure, it's good. So then we get more attention, more attentiveness, and more connected. We feel that. And I feel that many times if, miss something chanting in the morning and I go to the altar, I can see that. But when I chant properly and go to the altar, I can see that the difference. So it's very, very, very true. I experienced that. That's why I'm saying this. And when you chant the holy name, you can see that Lord is smiling. And when you go to the altar, otherwise we can see that the different feeling we can experience from the Lord. Chant the holy name before we do. That's a key. And that's what it is. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, spiritual master, all. Anything we do, first thing, chant the holy name properly with attentiveness, without any, kind of other businesses in the mind. Focus and chant the holy name, and then do the other things and bring the bhoga. And always remember that we are offering, we are being with Krishna. So we should have full attention to Krishna. We should have full attention to Krishna, right? The moment, remember that, the moment Srimati Radharani lost the attention of Krishna, Krishna disappeared, right? So we should have close and very, very, very attentive with Krishna. Whenever we do our arati, when we offer the dhoop, we are offering to Krishna. When we offer the ghee lamp, we are offering the Krishna is right there. Krishna is absolute. Krishna is right there. We are offering Krishna. We offer the water. We are offering to the mouth of the Krishna. Krishna is drinking that. We offer the towel. Krishna is wiping his mouth and the hands. When we offer the chamara, Radha and Krishna is there. We are offering the chamara to Krishna. Radha and Krishna likes that. When we bring the bhoga, then what happens? You have a pida, you have a cushion. We told Krishna, we say that Krishna, Swagadam, idam asanam samarpayami. Asanam is there. Swagadam, suswagadam. Please come and take the seat on. Swagadam, suswagadam. And then we say, then we offer the water. Edat padyam. We offer first the wash the lotus feet of Krishna. Then idam achamaniyam. We wash the hands. And then we say idam naivedyam. The naivedyam samarpayami. This is the naivedyam. In Sanskrit, bhoga or naivedyam. Then we come out and then we offer naivedyam, and then you should say Hari Om Tat Sat. It's very important. If you don't chant this mantra, Hari Om Tat Sat, this is the mantra, anything that this is in Hari Om Tat Sat. We should chant that mantra, and then we close the altar and we wait for 10 minutes, and then we go back again and we offer, and before you should clap your hand or you should knock the door. And it says that first you say, give that idam achamaniyam, give that edat padyam, and is the wash the lotus feet, and idam astamuga prakshanam. You wash the hands and the mukh, astamuga prakshanam, and you should say that, and you offer little water in the achaman cup. You offer like that the water to the lordships, and then in temple and all with the mukhavasam, dambulam, and all those. And then we take that Mahaprasada, then now we offer this Mahaprasada, this Krishna Prasada, Mahaprasada to the other, gods, or especially Acharyas, Guru Parambara, Shad Goswami and Guru Parambara, and offer to Srila Prabhupada and offer to the Guru. And that's called the Mahaprasadam Nirmalyatikam. The Mahaprasadam Nirmalyatikam, then you should chant the Guru's name. That means we are offering this Mahaprasadam to the Gurus and Acharyas. Then you can now, you offer the Mahaprasadam to Guru, and that's also our duty. They are also there. We have not only Krishna, we should always serve similar to how we worship Krishna to Guru and Srila Prabhupada. And, like that. Then we honor the Prasad. So this is the way. And then main thing is actually, yes, chant the holy name and properly, and then do things, and there will be much difference in the consciousness.
Yes, so that is the main thing. So we need to. So in the morning also, morning sometime you're not able to complete the rounds. Morning.
Yeah, we are rushing. We are rushing. There are so many things in the mind, what to do for all day. Everything, all the list is coming to our mind, and it's mechanical chanting. And then what happens? We practice that mechanical thing, and we go to the altar. Mind is mechanical, goes here and there.
Yes,
see
yes.
How it is affecting?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Trying, Prabhu.
Try as much as you can. Whenever you chant, even if you chant, it's not that the number actually. It's the quality of chanting. That's the most important. It's not that the number you chant, okay, I chant only 8 rounds. But 8 rounds, even if you are chanting that properly with the attention and focus, that makes much different than just completing the rounds.
Yes,
you have to complete the rounds. The idea is that you should 16 rounds chant attentively. That's the point.
Yes, correct.
Don't get any distractions into that you're chanting. Don't get into any distractions. This is your time with your Krishna. This is the most important. All initiation, everything is, the most important thing is chanting. Everything else is secondary.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for guiding me. So that's I try my best, and let's see, Prabhu. And another thing, Prabhu, you told me that before offering to Bhoga, you are giving water to washing Lord feet. How you offering that water? How?
You have Achaman cup?
Yes.
You have a small spoon?
Yes.
Okay, take the water in that small spoon and say that idam achamaniyam, and then pour that water to another plate. Okay, that's called Visarjya Patra. Okay, another cup, pour that water to another cup. Then again take the water, edat padhyam, that means you're washing the lotus feet of Krishna. Take that spoonful of water, offer to that lotus feet, show to that lotus feet, right? And then put it into the Visarjya Patra. This is the way we do it.
Okay, got it. Okay, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay?
Dandavat Prabhu.
Okay, then do it, Pranam. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Okay,
Dandavat.
so then we'll conclude today's session. वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। वैष्णववृन्द की जय। इंदिरा श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dandavat Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Bol, Hare Krishna.